Hello there, exclusive information for you from the Tigray region about the conflict in the Amhara region. So, the new story is about both regions. In the Amhara region, we know that a military operation against Fano has been ongoing for months. People have been speculating about likely involvement of Tigray fighters in support of Ethiopian military against Fano fighters. Some pro-Fano news outlets have been claiming from day one that Tigray fighters have been part of the operations against Fano fighters. But we have been waiting patiently for some evidence, if there is any evidence. Now, we have received an exclusive piece of information which we want to share with you. And we verified this information too before sharing with you. Does this piece of information indicate that Tigray forces are going to join the military operation against Fano fighters in the Amhara region? We'll have a look at this piece of information. Before that, can we say that Ethiopian military is facing shortage of manpower in the Amhara region? Well, if you closely follow the developments in the Amhara region, you would come to conclusion that military is in need of as many soldiers as it can have in the Amhara region. Why? Because almost entire Amhara region is destabilized. We're not talking about just Gondar, Bahirdar, Shorobit, Debre Birhan. Amhara region is a big region. Border not manned by the military. Military unable to seal Ethiopia-Sudan border, Amhara-Sudan border. Fano fighters in Kwara, right on Sudan-Ethiopia border, on Ethiopia side of the border. Border not sealed. Military is in big cities. 6 big cities were taken by military. A few weeks ago, one was lost. 3 to 4 days ago, Debre Marcos. Fano fighters re-entered there 2 days ago. So military is unable to consolidate its control of the big cities. What about scores of small towns, villages? And what about the hideouts of Fano fighters in mountains, forests, valleys? Can military clear all these areas? No. Military is definitely faced with shortage of manpower. Amhara soldiers cannot be trusted, or they're not being trusted by senior command. Senior command believes that Amhara soldiers of ENDF, if they're deployed to the Amhara region, they could change sides. They could support Fano fighters. They could leak information to Fano fighters. So mainly Oromo members of ENDF being deployed, or from other regions, ENDF members being deployed. Oromia Special Force members, which are now part of ENDF, part of police, they can be deployed, but that deployment could have disastrous consequences. This war could turn into an open ethnic conflict. So some deployment could be underway, but of course, you cannot deploy entire Oromia Special Force, former Oromia Special Force in the Amhara. And secondly, ENDF ideally should be in a position that it is able to enter Amhara region from multiple directions. It means ENDF should have presence in Benishangal Gumas, presence in Oromia, presence in Afar, presence in Tigray, especially in Tigray. Tigray is crucial. Why? Because maybe One day, ENDF think of ensuring that link between Eritrea and Amhara should be cut off. Maybe there could be need for deployment of more ENDF troops in Volkai, Humera, Sagadi. So, what I want to say is that military is in need of more manpower in Amhara region. In Amhara and around Amhara, because this is going to be a long operation against Fano fighters. It cannot be wrapped up in a few days. Now, Tigray's position that it is not part of the military operation. Though Tigray announced support for federal government, that in collaboration with federal government, Tigray would ensure implementation of Pretoria deal, and this coordination according to Tigray will continue. No statement from the federal government to that Tigray is being involved. If you remember, in a video I said, if you remember a few days ago, that maybe Tigranian-speaking members of Ethiopian National Defense Force, they could be part of military operation. They are members of ENDF. They were put in prisons when war broke out 2 years ago because they were from Tigray. They were not part of war, but they were sidelined, put in prisons, and then released a few months ago. Of course, they are members of ENDF, so they'll work with ENDF. They are drawing salaries, so they are bound to be part of military operation. We are not talking about those ENDF members who are Tigranian speaking. We are talking about the involvement of Tigray fighters in this war. Now, exclusive piece of information that we have received for you. How to interpret this piece of information, that's up to you. What I have heard is that around 15 to 25,000 military uniforms, Ethiopian military uniforms, ENDF military uniforms and shoes have been transported to Tigray. We talked to a few people who are well aware of this development. They confirmed. Question is, how many ENDF members are in Tigray? There is ENDF presence in Tigray, on Tigray-Eritrea border, in other parts of Tigray. I don't think there are 25,000 ENDF members in Tigray. I don't think so. I think there could be a few thousand. So if there are not 25,000 ENDF members in Tigray or 20,000, why is that 25,000 ENDF uniforms have been sent to Tigray? What is the purpose? This question is unanswered. How to see this development? It means that from Tigray or in Tigray, you could see new units of ENDF emerge. These ENDF units would be composed of Tigray fighters clad in ENDF uniforms. These ENDF members from Tigray could then be launched to be in Amhara to join the military operation against Fano fighters. Or these TDF members in ENDF uniforms could be deployed to the territory disputed between Tigray and Amhara regions, Humera, Volkai, Sagade, about which we are seeing rising tensions. Military trying to take full control of the area there. The Maikizedu administration is resisting military's attempts. So either these TDF members in ENDF uniforms could be deployed to Humera, Volkai, Sagade, or they could be sent to the Amhara region, or they could be just stationed in Tigray as a backup force. In case of Fano retaking control of big cities, towns, in case of Fano advancing towards Addis Ababa in case of full collapse of Amhara regional government. Amhara regional government is collapsing already. In case of full collapse of command post in Amhara, maybe then this attack from the north, from Tigray, could be launched. If you remember, when Tigray fighters in the third round of fighting were advancing towards South Wollo, they had managed to take control of parts of Waghemra, then North Wollo too. They were close to Woldia. They hadn't entered South Wollo, but they were planning to move towards South Wollo too. Then came a very strong offensive on Tigray. From where? From the north. From the north, Eritrean military, Ethiopian military, Amhara forces all jointly entered Tigray from the north. And TDF in near Woldia had to retreat all the way to Tigray. TDF lost North Wollo, lost Waghemra, lost its Raya, southern Tigray, Raya core. TDF was pushed towards Meoni, Makale. Why? Because of this massive intervention from Eritrea. Same could happen here if Fano fighters become a serious threat to the federal government, if they manage to take full control of the Amhara region, and then they might try to make a move towards the capital, then this counter-offensive, this main offensive could be introduced from the north. That is what could be a possible explanation behind the transport of thousands of military uniforms to Tigray. Tigray, in its official statement about the conflict in Amhara, did not show neutrality. Tigray should have announced neutrality. It did not. I am not saying that Tigray fighters are part of military operation at this point of time. No, I have no information. I only shared with you what I have received and confirmed. To the extent of military uniforms, transportation to Tigray, I am sharing with you. What is going to happen next, we'll monitor. But I shared the likely scenarios with you, 3 likely scenarios. Deployment of TDF in ENDF uniform in Humera Volkaya Sagade or in Amhara, or preparations for an offensive from the north, from Tigray, in case of Fano becoming a serious threat to Addis Ababa. That is what I can understand from this new development. Thank you for watching.